What's shaking, guys? Welcome to 2012. Tonight's show, we'll be talking about two brand new products and giving you some skinny on some other fun stuff. Stay tuned. It is now 2012. We are into a brand new year, so it's only fitting that we talk about some brand new Magic products, and here they come. First up tonight, from a good friend of the Magic Session, a guy named Marcus Eddy out of Texas, a sweetheart of a magician, and one very, very creative guy. This is his brand new effect called Empty. This was on this week's SmackDown. You guys have a lot of questions for us about this one, and we'll get into all that and more in just a few moments. Up next, we also have from David Regal. David Regal's been around Magic for a long time, very creative force. This is a brand new thing from David called Restored Credit, where you take a credit card, snap it in two, and before you know it, you put the thing back together. All right, and here I am Luke Dancy, your host each and every week right here at the Magic Marketplace over at the Magic Session. We are into 2012, like I said. Last night was New Year's celebration. Everyone out there had a good time, and I'm sure a few of you out there are curing some hangovers. Say hello to a few of my buddies out there. Looks like Randy Shirley's here. Haven't seen you since last year. Mr. Acosta's out there. Computer Matt, Mr. Roy, so many other great guys. Thanks for hanging out and joining us. Daniel Kramer, I see you out there too. So it's good to see you guys floating around out there, hanging out. And Eric Morrison's here. So many good people. And yeah, we're here each and every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time in our live session room. So on tonight's show, we're going to cut it a little short with the holidays, Christmas and New Year's here. I haven't been able to check out as much of the products, and honestly, time has just not been here with me. So we have two products tonight for you. Two good ones I think you're going to like. But one of them, we teased a little bit. It was on the SmackDown on Friday. Not the SmackDown, it was on the Glimpse. That thing, the Glimpse. The Glimpse this week, where you guys were able to ask questions about the product that we're going to review tonight. The first one that we're going to talk about tonight was on the Glimpse. This is Empty from Marcus Eddy, where you show an empty card box and then you produce a deck of cards from it. So let's take a look at Empty from Marcus. We'll give you the lowdown on it and answer your questions when we come back. Stay tuned.
It's empty.
All right, and there we have it. That is the demo for Empty from Marcus Eddy. A couple of you guys in the room, looks like Randy's saying super cool. Yeah, this is pretty neat. You know, you're able to show a card box empty, give a little shake, you start to hear the cards appear, and then you dump out a full deck of cards and jump right into your routine. Of course, Marcus isn't the first person to try and tackle this plot. Several other people have done box things for intros to intro your routine, such as David Regal's Sudden Deck, which we'll talk more about. Also, John Cornelius had the shrinking card box. So a lot of people mess with ways to use for openers with cards, because honestly, I feel like with a deck of cards, there's nothing worse than setting the mood by just bringing out the cards and just taking them out and doing a card trick. In my opinion, the minute you bring out a deck of cards, it should either be produced in a magical way or something magical should be happening before you ever do an actual trick with the cards. So this is one thing added to that mix of effects. So you know what you're getting here, a way to produce a deck of cards. The question is it any good? Of course, this week, you guys asked us a lot of questions about Empty over on the Glimpse. So let's pop over to the Glimpse right now. Of course, this happens every Friday. You guys check out one of the products we're reviewing and leave us your questions. So we'll answer a few of those right now. JR Magician, is this effect able to be performed surroundable? Of course, that's probably the most important question. Can you perform this surrounded? What are the angles like and all that stuff? Basically, this is not able to be done surrounded. That's the simple answer. This is something that is quite sensitive to angles, people on your backside. The way that you hold the cards to do the display of the box being empty is pretty fair. You can show the box empty in a pretty clean way to the audience. So basically, it's not like there's tons of angle problems. Like if you're doing strolling magic in a restaurant, technically you could do this if you held the cards close to you and showed it so the people around you couldn't see, but you do have issues with people behind you. But is that a bad thing? And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. Up next, over on the Glimpse, we have, of course, other questions. Jeff Prace, good friend of mine, Jeff, was asking, I have empty and it's great, but how easy is it to make your own gimmick in case yours wears down? You use a different deck of cards. Yeah, so if you either get the gimmick in red or blue, can you make another one in the other color? This is something that I think if you're MacGyver-like, if you have some pretty handy skills, you could probably find a way to make this. Someone like myself, I would probably find it a little tough. I don't know how they mass-produce this, to be honest. The gimmick is very clever. I was actually with David Regal the other day, and I showed this to him, and he just smiled at the method. It's very cool. It's quite a cool method, and it'll make you smile when you start to play with it. So I would think that you could make it, but it's probably not the easiest thing in the world to make if you wanted to make your own gimmick again. Back over on the Glimpse, Brayton Foster asked if you could produce other small things. You absolutely can. Anything that'll fit in the box you can produce. That's a good question. Chris Williams was asking about mixed reviews. Is it practical? And we'll get to that in the end. Magic 908 was asking, can the box be laid on the table? Yeah, I mean, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. White Oak Canyon was asking, is it reasonable for table hopping? I'll go ahead and address that. For table hopping, I think this is something you could use. If you have a large group in front of you, and you wanted to show the box empty and then produce the cards, I think it could work like that. So if you're doing restaurant work or strolling, but if you're doing strolling in a very busy environment, people are around you, not going to work. So we'll leave it at that. Back over on the Glimpse, Kyle was asking, does your hand have to look so unnatural, intense? This looks like something I would buy and end up not using. Can't wait to see your review. Honestly, the display of the box might turn a lot of people off. In my opinion, when I was looking at it in the mirror, it's like, if you really were going to show a box to a group of people, it's probably the way you would hold it anyway. So in my opinion, the display's not bad. It's not just this, there is, if you watch the demo again, you see how you have to hold the box. So basically, if you don't mind doing that, this will work for you. If you don't like the way that looks, well, that's your only way to do the effect. There is no other option. You have to hold the box like that to produce the cards. It looks like good way to open up a trick. Yeah, I would think this is a good opener. It's not bad. Roy was asking if you could remake the gimmick. We've already addressed that. And Dylan Arnold asked, he says this is what real magic should look like if you could do it. And yeah, I mean, this is what you should be doing as a magician, is taking things like, getting cards into play and making it into a magical moment. So, here's the thing. People are asking if it's practical. I think it's practical. Is it something I would use? I'm going to say I would choose something over this, and I have a reason for it. It's not just me saying I don't like it just to not like it. I actually much prefer David Regal's Sudden Deck 2. I prefer the original Sudden Deck, but that's no longer available, so Sudden Deck 2 is out now. The reason that I think that Sudden Deck is better is because the way that you hold the box is a bit more natural. You just hold an empty box like this, very loosely. You print the box first. You give it a little shake and it prints. It's blank to begin with, and then you produce the deck in a very free way. The handling on Sudden Deck, in my opinion, is a lot easier, and the production's a lot easier to do. I actually talked to David, and this is something that I'll give you guys a little exclusive on. David told me he's actually working on Sudden Deck 3, which combines Sudden Deck 1 and Sudden Deck 2 into one box. So if you like the handling of Sudden Deck 1, but you like the printing of number 2, you're going to absolutely love Sudden Deck 3. I'm very excited about that. So that's the inside scoop right here from the man himself. But back to empty. I think if you're a fan of openers and you like this display over holding a box this way, I think this will work for you. It is something that after time will wear out. I mean, it's a box that you're opening and closing, so it's going to wear out after time. It all depends on how you decide to use it. Is it something that's going to wow you? some people might get wowed by the method. The method is very clever. It's very smart. Will the handling work for you? Once again, if you don't mind holding the box the way that he's holding it, it'll work for you. That's what it really all comes down to, is your preference in handling. Of course, the other thing that it comes down to also isn't just what you prefer, but the price. The price on Empty is $35. You do get the box pre-made, the gimmick pre-made for you, and a DVD that goes over everything you need to know. And Marcus also gives you a great bonus routine to use with Empty. And I could see this working great for the routine he does. Or think about this, opening up your invisible deck routine with something like Empty. So you show the box empty, you say you have an imaginary deck of cards, produce the cards, and then you actually show the card reverse. So, that's basically Empty in a nutshell. Once again, my opinion, I much prefer the handling of Sudden Deck 2, because the other thing I don't really like about Empty, and I'll just address that before we head to the next effect. With Empty, I don't like the way you have to take the cards out of the box. It feels very cozy. It feels very, whereas with Sudden Deck 2, you just open it, bam, and you can very cleanly take the deck out. With Empty, you really got to be careful about what you're doing when you take the deck out too, and that bothered me a little bit. So while it's not a bad effect, it's not something that really took me and went, wow, I'm actually going to start, I can't wait to start using this. I looked at it and went, wow, that's clever, but I'll stick with what I do. So, Marcus is a good guy, and he's got a lot of great material, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him. Clever thinking, though, but sometimes the method makes you smile a little bit more than the effect, and so, whatever. All right, so that's that one. We're now going to jump over to the next effect tonight, and the next effect tonight is something that it's from someone that I just mentioned a few moments ago, and that's David Regal. And David has been around Magic for a really long time, and I'm always excited when I hear about the stuff that he's up to. And we'll bring up a little news and updates thing right now, because we're also going to talk a little bit about what's been going on with you guys out there in the Magic session. I know that the new year's here, and I just want to take a second for myself and from Josh Norris to say Happy New Year to all of you. What we do here at the Magic Session isn't easy. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, and we're also funding it ourselves, so it takes quite some money to keep it going too. So we appreciate your support and all your feedback, and the only thing we ask from you is just help us by spreading the word. Spread the word on the Magic forums, tell all your friends, let everyone know about what we're doing, because it is a labor of love. We're not asking for anything from you. So if you do appreciate and like what we do, just show us by telling us. Just let everyone know about us, and help us build the community that we have. Yeah, that's about it. We just wanted to wish you a Happy New Year. Thank you for all the support. We get a lot of great emails, and we appreciate them all the kind words. And we also hope you guys are enjoying PDF number 6. We've had some great feedback on that too. The article on Twitter from Lee Asher I thought was really, really good. And you guys seem to be enjoying that too. So, happy holidays to you, and we're looking forward to a bigger and better 2012. So, not really any news. Of course, one bit of news, we are going to have the jam session this Tuesday, so join us for that over in the lounge. But, that's really about it for the news and updates this week. So I guess we'll now jump into the next effect we are reviewing, and that is Restored Credit. So let's take a look at the demo if you don't have any idea what Restored Credit is. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about it right here at the Magic Marketplace.
I got the check. Oh wait, this isn't my credit card. Who's David Knight? Shouldn't use someone else's credit card, right? Ooh, but in case he wants his card back someday, we'll fix it up. This is the world of Restored Credit. A credit card trick where you take a card, snap it in two, and then restore it. It's a quick effect, but it's the kind of effect that lets people know you do magic. And because it's a credit card, and we use credit cards every day, you'll have many opportunities to use Restored Credit. Oh, should I be buying you food? No, why? Because I found a credit card. Just on the ground here, I found a credit card. You're not David Knight, are you? Because you'd beat me up if you were. Is it wrong to use someone else's credit card to pay for a meal here? Is that better if we break it in two?
Yeah.
Oh, but hold on, you might want it back, right? So here, let's just fix it. Do you think that looks a little better now? He's not here. We can spend it whenever we want, you and me. What do you want? Go to Best Buy?
Can I see that?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, can I see that?
Okay, I'll give you it. No, don't hug me. Don't. Oh, she just won't stop. Oh, this isn't good. It's not as good.
All right, welcome back to the show, boys. That is the demo for Restored Credit from David Regal. I'll first start by saying the one thing I always look forward to David Regal's products are his packaging. The packaging that he puts together is really, really nice, and it's pretty obvious that it's not cheap to produce stuff the way that he does. He could have easily put this into just a CD case or a little box and done it like everyone else, but he chose to make it in this really nice package. It's got a little pull tab here that you would unzip the thing with, unzip, whatever. And it comes with everything that you need here. You have a DVD in here, and you have your gimmicks that you need to make this happen. So the one thing that I really like about this, and Stephen Blair actually was asking, will this guarantee you getting hugs? I don't see that on the packaging. But it looks like David Regal gets a lot of hugs when he does this. So, Steven, it's worth a shot, I guess. But the one thing I really like about this, Restored Credit, is that it's not something that people are expecting to happen. Like, magicians are known for doing things with decks of cards, even coins, silks. I don't know why people carry silks, but silks, little red spongy balls, and stuff like that. But when you take something out of your wallet, whether it be money or a credit card, they don't know what's going on yet. You know, it feels like just a regular situation. It feels like a regular situation that you're in. So when you do something with a credit card, you just pull it out and you do this, and before people even can think about how it worked, they're trying to figure out, well, hold on a second, what did he just do? Which is good. You know, magic should feel organic and like it's just happening, not forced. And so I'll start the review by saying that. I like the fact that it's using something like a credit card. Good. I also like the gimmicks that he's put together here. David's got everything you need, the DVD, the gimmicks, and something extra. So if you want to switch out the gimmick for the regular thing, you can do that too. So that's... that is all included here. Daniel's saying, imagine if you actually did this to someone called David Knight. I know, right? Yeah. It's too bad it didn't say Michael Knight from Knight Rider, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's visual. It's quick. You break a card, you show two pieces, put it back together, and before you know it, you hand the card out. So the handling that you see in the demo is what you get, which is good, good. You literally just take it out of your wallet, break it into two pieces. You can clearly, you show everything like that, put it back together, and bam, it's done. The handling is very easy, so that's good. If you're not someone that's really used to doing very difficult sleight of hand, you want something easy to do, but it's visual and fooling, then this will definitely be for you. David also includes on the DVD different ways to do switches. So let's say you want to get the gimmick out of play. You want to get it out of there and hand out the non-gimmick item instead. Teaches you how to do that in several different ways to do it, whether you're seated at a table, whether you're standing, depending on what you're wearing. He's really covered everything that you need to know with the gimmick. So basically, I'll answer a couple questions too that I'm seeing. Randy Shirley's asking, does the restored card look realistic? Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, the card that you have is it's a mock-up. It's not a real credit card. Now, it looks real, it's made to be real, it's actually made from a credit card company, but even like the logo of Visa says Vista. So the card is a regular credit card, but of course it's a non-functioning credit card. But it looks good. Like I said, it's made from an actual credit card company. It's got the raised letters and the raised numbers, so you know that it's actually real. I mean, it looks real, feels real. But what it all comes down to are, of course, two things. Is this something that you think that you would use? In my opinion, I'm going to say, for me, it's something I can't wait to throw in my wallet and have ready to go at any time. And that's kind of where I'm starting to go with my magic is, what can I have on me already that I could maybe replace with a magic gimmick that I would already have with me anyway? So would you use it? I would use it. I would definitely take this with me and be ready, and I would use it in the right situation. I would try not to use it as a forced trick, but I would probably use it. Of course, the other thing, the factor that comes in is the price. And restored credit from David Regal is $30, and I think it's a fair price. You can look at one-trick DVDs and you don't get gimmicks, and you have to do things yourself. This, you get everything you need. It's taught clearly. It's from David, who is a smart guy, and it's entertaining. And as you saw, it's just something topical that you could do for people out in public. It's not something that you have to have certain situations, and you do it whenever you want to do it. Whether you're paying for something, you do it quickly. It's a quick bit. Matt is asking, I couldn't see you show both sides. You can show both sides of one of the pieces, but the other one you can kind of just flash. But the handling is also quick. You break it, you kind of do like this, and then you put it back together. So technically, you can show the full side of one part, but the other one you can just kind of do like a feint. But done up the speed, it's bam, 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 and it's just done. So I think it's okay. It's okay. So $30, a solid buy from David Regal. It's always good to see what he's up to. He's got some other great stuff. We're going to be talking next week about the Regal ring chain, where you have the necklace, you vanish a ring, and the ring appears on the necklace. That's going to be on next week's show. And also a little tidbit for you guys. I'll let you guys in on some little inside info. I met with David Regal this week. He flew out to Las Vegas. We talked, and about 8 years ago, we did my first DVD, which was called Magic for the Eyes. It was just double stick tape, all card tricks using double stick tape. We met this week. We talked, and we're doing a part 2, boys. We're going to do a Magic for the Eyes part 2. It might not be called that, but we're going to be doing a second part. We're going to be together in Las Vegas, and not only will it be magic for myself, but it's going to have magic from David that he's never published, never released. So that's very exciting, and he showed me the stuff that he's got, and it's going to drive you guys nuts. It is so good, and some crazy new ways to use tape in very devious circumstances. So David and I coming together, you'll see that after the new year. I'm very excited to shoot it. We'll be shooting it in January, and I'll give you more info on that as it goes. But yeah, that's coming. I'm very excited. So that's about it for this week. We had 2 products, 2 very fun things, and I like them. Empty it's not bad, but I would stick with another David Regal effect, funny enough, sudden deck. And then restored credit, great topical piece. I think if you're a guy that likes to just do magic on the fly and have quick bits to do, you'll probably dig on this too. I'll also let you guys know after the show, stick around. I've got something to tell you. I'm not going to tell everyone live right now because this is recorded, and what's about to happen isn't going to happen later on. But stick around. A few minutes here after the show, I'm going to tell you something. After the show, I've got something special for you guys that's going to be happening. So stay tuned for that. But once again, I'd like to, on behalf of Josh Norris and myself, wish each and every one of you a very happy new year. It's going to be a good year for all of us. I know it. Things can only get better. And we have some fun stuff happening for you guys too. More lectures, more fun stuff. So all very exciting. So that's about it for this week. We'll see you next Sunday, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 3 brand new products and other exciting news. So stay tuned for all that and more. And boys, as I always say, be good or be good at it. We'll catch you next time.
Is this your card?
I don't know.
Was it a red card?
I don't know what red is.
Ta-da!